Yeah. Squat Malasana. I'll start with my feet the width of my mat facing you so you can see better. Good. Back of the triceps press against the inner part of the thighs. And for me in squat, my feet are always turned out just because I'm, more comfortable with the hips. Yeah. And if it's not comfortable, slide a block and make this more passive. Turn the fingers forward. Allow your tailbone to drop and your feet to get firm. So don't just think about the outer arches, the outer part of your feet, but think about the arches of your feet, the toe mound, the heel. And then start to pop up into that bear squat. We took this yesterday when we practiced in the park, those of you that joined me. And the feet come a little bit closer together, more parallel. The arms now rest on the tops of the thighs and you just pause here. Yeah, just pause here. And now your feet, you still feel them flat on the ground, which is great, but you want to really practice letting your seat slide back and your thighs activate. So the feeling that you have here in squat shows up in pretty much all the yoga postures, a lot of them. Lengthen your tailbone, let your spine stay nice and long, and just breathe. Keeping the legs the shape that they are, lift your torso up, your hands are still in prayer. So the legs stay, the torso just lifts an inch. You're gonna bring your arms out. So you could do them, bring your arms out, completely wide out with the palms up like you would be in a warrior two. Broaden across the chest and breathe from the lungs to the front of your chest. 3 breaths. Zip up the sides of your body, draw the navel in. Shift the weight more back into your heels, scooch your tush back. Good. With your arms out, start to press into your legs to stand, sweep your arms out and up, drag your hands to prayer. At the top of your mat, feet together. Drop your arms by your side body. Yep. Mountain pose. Mountain pose. Good. Just get you so you can see me better. Perfect. Sweep your arms out and up. Look up. Dive over bent knees, forward folds. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If this is a struggle this morning, just slide the hands to the shin. Bend your knees a lot so you're not sitting in your hamstrings. Fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Drop your arms. Make the connection with the breath. Bring your arms straight up. Look up softly. Dive over bent knees. Make it really deliberate. Long spine sets you up. Hands can rest on the front of the shins too. Fold over your legs. Integrate breath. Root to rise. Come all the way up. A little bit more energy. Hands come to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Spread your feet wide. Reach your arms up. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come up. Drag your hands to prayer. Good. Let your arms go. Look forward. Bring your arms up. Just connecting here with yourself. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Slide your left foot back. So slide your left foot back. Really long and big. Almost the whole length of the mat. Come to your fingertips and just pause. Just be here. And if this feels crummy this morning, just drop your knee. Remember, when you drop your knee, you want your leg on an angle so the knee doesn't jam into the floor. Pull your chest through your body like a little up dog, like a baby up dog. And just take a few cycles of breath for yourself. I think in the beginning of the practice, we all just want to move, we want to go. There's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to run to. Just be here. Grip your right glute underneath you. Fire up your left hamstring. Yeah. Good. Let your fingertips just kind of hover for a few breaths. Just let them hover the best that you can, kind of defining your balance, your core, scissoring the inner and outer thighs, and continue to create that little up dog in your chest if at all possible. So you want to try and take the round out. Gripping those hips in. If you have the space wherever you are, arms are going to go out like a T. And if you don't have the space, cactus your arms. Tracy, this may be better just to cactus with the shoulder. Bring your arms completely out like airplane arms. Palms face down. Draw the sides of the body in. Take a little bit more breath. Sweep your arms forward now. Straight forward, don't move the torso. Hover. Take another giant breath in. Good. Hands come down. Float the left foot forward, hips width distance. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. Don't come up. Long spine on the inhale. Right foot takes a generous step back. It feels really good to step that foot back. Pause. Work out the alignment. Find what you need. Maybe you need to drop your knee. That's okay. And just be here. The floor feels a little far. You can always use blocks. Right. One side can feel totally different than the other. Define the shape of the legs though, right here. Grip your left hip and glute behind you. Fire up your back leg. And then see if you can create a little up dog, a little baby up dog. A few breaths. The weight should be in your heel. Good. Good, then from here, just pop up onto your fingertips and then see if you can hover the fingertips an inch or two. Slide your left hip back, scissor the inner thighs together. Fire up your right hamstring and glute. Drag your chest a little bit more through your body. Keep your neck nice and neutral. And then if you have the space today, bring your arms out like airplane arms. If you don't have the space, cactus them. That will work. Palms face down. Hold. Big breath in. Zip up from the ground all the way through the waist, to the sides of your body. Slide your arms forward. Keep your gaze forward. Good. Feel the weight in your heel. Try not to clench your toes. You guys look good. Hands come down. Spring your right foot forward. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Slide your left foot back. Tense your left hand. Peel your right arm open. Easy twist. I like a block sometimes, especially early in the practice. Good. Stack the two arms. Connect to your breath. And remember, less is more. So if you feel like you're crunching and going someplace that doesn't feel good, do a little less. Your hand can always slide on the flat part of your back. Same action of events with your legs. Two shoulders stacked, and then see if you can bring your dristi, your gaze towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Look to the floor, tent the fingertips, pause, spring the foot forward again. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold in half, don't come up, long spine on the inhale. Right foot slides back, big step. Right hand tense, left arm peels. Know if you need to modify with the knee or use the block. Watch the shoulder doesn't slide in. It stacks nicely. Keep wrapping your left hip underneath you. And take the struggle out, because sometimes you get to these poses and you're just kind of wishing for them to be over. See if you can breathe into the pose and enjoy what you're doing rather than wishing it's over. Because then it's over and you got to go back to being the cook. Look to the floor, both hands come down. This time, if you can, step right to a down dog. Bend behind your knees as much as you need in this morning's downward facing dog. Take up a lot of space on your mat. It actually feels amazing to be here after doing those few things. Let your head just be free. Spread your toes wide. And don't be afraid to play with your down dog. Like sometimes I like my feet a little wider in dog. Sometimes it feels better to have them a little closer. Maybe sometimes I need a deeper bend in my knees. Lift your hips up wherever you are, up off your shoulders. Let your head go. Use the whole hand to press down. The thumb, the index finger, the outer part of your hand. Grip the outer arms in. Let your shoulders move subtly away from the center line of your body. Keep your neck free and neutral. And then roll forward to a plank. Stack your body nice here so it aligns. Yeah. And if you get here and you're like, okay, this is a power struggle with myself, drop the knees and support the pose. Fire everything up. Feel the broadening of your upper shoulder blades. So you should feel really supported by the pose and by your breath, holding the pose up. Keep your gaze just a tad to the edge of your mat. That's going to really help the alignment. Fire up your thighs. Good. Hold your plank. Just bend your right knee so it kind of hovers, almost like you're running in place, but everything's nice and long. So your right knee is just gonna hover a little. So just bend it and let it hover the ground. Good, fire up your right leg, straighten it, and then let your left knee just hover. Keep gripping the outer arms in, good. Straighten your left leg, pause, bend your elbows for a chaturanga, decide what you need, maybe a supported one. Pull your chest through for a very slow up dog. If this is available, point your toes. See if you can encourage the thighs to come up off the ground, but keep the neck neutral. And then when you float to your down dog, hips move you up and back. Step your right foot forward, integrate the legs, root to rise, high lunge. Yeah. And just make it feel light, kind of effortless and free. Feel your feet on the ground. Energetically reach your arms forward, up towards the ceiling. And then bring the hands down to the ground, step to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, take a slow chaturanga. Pull yourself through a nice slow up dog, don't be in a rush. Good, take a downward facing dog. Slide your left foot forward, integrate your legs, zip everything up, and then root to rise, high lunge. Feel your feet on the floor. For some of us that practiced on the grass yesterday, come back to the ground, you're like, oh my God. Yes, so much easier, stretch up. Hands come down. You should immediately find your plank if you're able to. Bend your elbows for a chaturanga. Pull the chest through slow up dog. Link the breath. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Turn your back foot onto its side. If you can, warrior one. Right hip slides back. Left thigh and ribs turn with you naturally forward. Use the outer blade of your back left foot to firmly root you. So the back leg actually trumps the pose. The front leg, ideally we want it to bend, but only as much as you can without going into your low back. Lift up out of your waist, look forward. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana, if you're enjoying that, upward facing. Downward facing, left foot forward, turn your back foot, root to rise, warrior one. Slide your left hip back, turn the right thigh. So if you're trying to turn your thigh up, you're like, okay, it's not going, just glance at your foot and make sure your foot is enough forward, your back right foot, to get your thigh bone and your waist and your hip forward. And then press into the ground as you lift up a little more, look forward. Breathe. Hands come down, plank position. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog point. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Spread your palms wide, let your head go. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades. And then look to the top of the mat. You can walk, you can step, you can float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, weight goes into your heels. Like that bear squat, think of your seat sliding back. Yeah, your thigh bones moving back with you, your waist lifting up, and then energetically from your elbows to your fingertips, try and straighten your arms. Shift the weight more back into your heels. And then use the strength of your body to press yourself all the way up to a standing position. Draw your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, look forward, let it go. Reach your arms up. Revisit a strong chair, sit deep. It's like an elevator ride. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float, however you want to move today. It's up to you. Chaturanga. Upward facing, point your toes. Downward facing back. Right foot lands, back foot onto its side, warrior one. If crescent feels better for you, just take that. Hands come down to a plank. Bend your elbows for your chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing. Nice, left foot forward, pretty big step, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing, it's a back bend. Nice, downward facing. Spread your toes wide and down dog. Let your head be free. Use the floor. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair pose. Weight goes into your heels. We'll just link now. Forward fold over the legs. Long spine on the inhale breath. Plant your palms. You can step or float. Plank to chaturanga. Upward facing, point. Downward facing, back. Breath by breath. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Everyone's got a different breath though. Hands come down. Plank. Bend your elbows if you're enjoying that. Up dog. Downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Hands come down. Plank. Less struggle. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Pause in the down dog. You want to draw your waist up a little bit. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Dive over bent knees. Long spine on the inhale breath. Step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing. Nice. Downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Hands come down. If it's too fast, slow it down. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll just do one more. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top, because they work. We're getting warm. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again one more time right here. Chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing. Nice. Downward facing. Right foot forward, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Vinyasa knot, it's up to you. Left foot lands, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down. The zoom is so funny, you just see these little heads popping up. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, sit deep. Yeah, slide your hands to prayer. Pray for yourself here. Inhale your breath. Hook the elbow and twist. Yes, my audience here is getting warm. Yeah, our sun salutations have worked. Weight is in your heels. You want to be able to pick your toes up off the ground. Yes, but keep your two knees lined up, which is the most challenging part. And when you twist, twist only where there's a rib in your body. So I recommend from above the belly button. And then look right and then look towards the sky if you can. Stay with it. Shift the weight back. Breathe into the twist. Good. Keep the seat the shape that it is. Pull around to a chair. Recommit right here. Feel the weight in your standing left leg. Float your right leg up and pause. Flex your foot. Just be here for a moment. Good. Keep your left arm up. Grab the front of your right knee and just pause here. Less struggle. And more feeling that you really can engage your abdominal wall, your lower abdominal wall. Make this less about like I'm yanking my leg towards me. Spark up your right toes. And you can stay here, or you can slide your hand towards your big toe and hook the big toe with a peace sign and index finger. If you want to stay with this, it's a good place to be. If you'd like to hinge the leg forward, please do it slowly. Standing left leg is the power leg. Get out of your lower back. Press from the ground up, contract the left thigh bone. Draw the right shoulder back into its socket and spread your left arm up towards the sky. Look forward. Standing left leg is straight. Right leg can have as much bend in it as you need to make the pose available. Fix your eyes, don't let them move around, and if you fall, you try again. Keep the lift of your right leg, bring your right arm up. Keep the leg straight if you can. Keep lifting your arms, start to float your leg back. Warrior 3, arms reach back. See if you can do it in one motion. Turn your right thigh bone down. If the floor is unavailable, if you feel like you're unavailable, you can't balance, just use blocks. Remember how we were in that low lunge? Lift your chest up like that. Yeah. Spark up your toes, turn the thigh bone down, and try and square off your hips. Stay with it. Press into the standing left leg. I like to bend into the left knee a little. Slide the right leg up and forward, arms reach up, just like you were before, like a pendulum, like a strong right leg and a strong arms. Rebend the leg. Good. Take your hand with your right hand and bring your right leg into a tree. Bring your hands either to a prayer or spread your arms back up towards the sky. If you lose your balance, just start again from a mountain pose, but right leg's bending into a tree pose. That's it. Use the base of your right foot to kind of press into the inner part of your left thigh. Hips squared, waist long. Reach up, and then maybe you can look up a little. Keep lifting from your waist. Yes. Drag your hands to prayer. Just lower the right foot down. Stand a mountain. Stand up tall. Just let it go and just feel your body and how you kind of shift it from pose to pose. Revisit your chair pose. Sit deep. See if you can get deeper than you think you can. Slide your hands to a prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow and twist. Think of the seat moving back. The waist staying long. The two knees and the shins line up nicely. And then you work from the alignment, keeping your feet nice and firm, the weight back. Looking to the left, maybe looking up a little. If you open your arms on the right, by all means, give it a go. Keep the shape of the legs. The weight moves back. Pull around to a strong chair. Good. So you're going to press now into your right leg, hug your left knee. Do it really slow and see if you can find a bent left leg. And just come up if you've lost us. Right leg is the balancing leg. Left leg is lifted to a 90-degree angle. And you're welcome to just stay here. If you'd like to move on, keep the lift of your right side of the body. Slide your left hand to the front of your left knee. To do things in steps. Then from here, if you'd like to try moving further, hook the big toe. Next step will be to extend the left leg forward. But when you kick, you're not kicking from your low back. You're kicking from what your hamstring will give you, which means it might not go completely straight. Slide the left shoulder back. Contract the right side of your body from the ground, from the thigh, from the hip, from the right arm. Lift it up. More breath. Stay with it. Keep the lift of the leg. Don't let it just plop to the floor. Left arm joins. Arms are straight, leg is straight if possible. Begin to move in one piece. Float the leg back. See if you can not touch the floor. Reach your arms back. You can always slide blocks underneath your hands. Turn the left thigh down. Spark up your toes. Lift your heart higher. And I play around with keeping a little bend in the standing leg. It helps me. Kind of navigate. Good. Keep the eyes forward. Keep the leg straight if possible. Lift it back up. Arms straight, arms straight, leg straight. Lift a little higher. And then keeping the right side of your body nice and long. Just use your left hand to kind of scoop the foot up, bend it in half into a tree. Once you get your foot there, good, it's kind of a magical movement. Left arm can reach up. Hands can also be in a prayer. And if you lose it, try again. Lengthen your tailbone. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. And this pose is designed to get you rooted. Keep the lift to the side body. Just lower the left foot down. Stand up with your arms straight up. Look forward. Good. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. From your down dog, roll forward to a plank. Pause in the plank. Let your right foot hover the mat just an inch. And then your right knee is going to drag to the outer part of your right tricep. It may not actually touch, just go in that direction. Broaden the upper shoulder blades, plug the hands into the mat, and keep your gaze just a little forward. Slide your right foot back so it doesn't touch the ground, it just hovers. Hug the right knee straight in. Land the right foot smack, turn the back foot onto its side. We're going to cartwheel open warrior two. Warrior two. Yeah. Pretty big step. It actually feels pretty good. Broaden your arms like we've been practicing. The goal is to really breathe into the front side. Yeah. This is to avoid text head, so we're not rounded. Broaden the chest. Let the sides of the body lift you up, and use the strength of your legs. You're all really strong in your legs. Feel your feet supporting you. Turn up the inner part of your thigh. And just a few breaths, close your eyes if you can. Allow yourself to drop in a little deeper. You got it. Nice, Meredith. Breathe. Keep the shape of your legs. For today's practice, you have the option. You can rest your arm on the top of your thigh. Left arm can just reach straight up or come up and forward if you want a little bit more. Just remember, if you're doing this version, your right arm isn't supporting the pose. It's just there as an accessory. Take your bottom ribs, turn them. Yeah, turn them up towards the sky. And make sure your left arm is turning so the bicep rotates down and the baby finger can go with it. Or the arm can just be straight up. If you have a lot of energy this morning and you want to go deeper, slide your hand to the outside of your foot. You can use a block. Any level with a block. You can go high, you can go medium, you can go low. You can just stay with your arm on the thigh. I find this pose to be one of the most effective postures in the sequence. Yeah, because you're wrapping your hip underneath you, you're taking your bottom ribs and turning them, and then you're really requiring the left side of the body to do all this work because you're grounding and lengthening it. Stay with it, just a few more breaths. If your arm is wrapped forward, reach it up, slide it to your hip for a second, look down, we're gonna float to a half moon. Yeah, stay close to the ground, make the transition really slow, and focus on your right foot. It has a tendency to want to turn on us. If you're near a wall, you're welcome to use that wall. Arm can just rest alongside your body. I find this very grounding to kind of grow the pose slowly. And then from here, maybe their hand slides to your hip, and then from here, maybe the arm reaches up. But it gives you kind of step by step. Take your bottom ribs, turn them, yeah, and then ground yourself. Lift from your inner thigh. Spark up your top toes, make sure they don't get lazy on you, and if you fall, that's fine, just get back in. Look to the floor, transition slow, left hand down, square your hips, pause. See if you can fold with your left leg lifted into a standing split. Bend your right leg just a little bit And then walk your hands closer to your right toes. You can even slide blocks on the ground to lift you up if the floor feels a little far. Let your head go though. Soften your shoulders and then lift from your inner thigh. So the hip doesn't open, but you're using that inner thigh to kind of create this, both legs are activated. Look forward, come to your fingertips, land your feet together, get them together. Good. You're gonna squat down and just pause, just squat. Yeah, just squat down and pause. Perfect. So feet stay together, palms are gonna go flat. We're gonna set up for a crow pose. If you're not into it today, just separate your feet wide and go back to Navasana and take note how much better it feels than the start of the practice. Start with the arches of your feet together, creep your knees high up into your upper arms, and then just stay here with the arms bent a little, the hands pressing down. Then begin to practice, maybe floating one foot and then the other foot up off the ground. Hug in, spark up your toes. Round your spine, draw in. Wherever you are is where you need to be for today. Step or float when you're ready. Chaturanga. Upward facing, pull your chest through your body. Downward facing, hips press back. Roll forward to a plank. Just let your energy move forward. I'm actually going to turn this way. Plank position, let your left foot lift. Let it hover. And then with your gaze forward, draw your left knee slowly to the outer part of your left tricep. Contract the right thigh. And then let the leg float back, but don't let it touch the ground. Let it hover. Hug the knee straight in. And then land your left foot forward and through. Turn your back foot onto its side. Circle open warrior two. Yeah. And then take a bunch of breaths here to kind of work it out. Settle into it. Make sure your left foot is forward, your back foot's a little bit on an angle. The sides of your body are strong, your arms are reaching and supporting. And then close your eyes for a few cycles of breath and let your body just hold itself up. Try not to hold back, drop down. Keep your legs the way they are, blink your eyes open. Float your arm to the top of your thigh, start with that. Wrap your right arm straight up or up and over, depending on the shoulder health. Right leg's on a strong angle, soften the left shoulder. Yeah, and then at this point, if you want to move on, maybe your hand comes down to the outer part of the foot and you work a little deeper. Extended side angle A. So B goes on the inside, A goes on the outside. We're taking the outer version today. Top arm can wrap up and forward. Arm can just stay up towards the sky. Hand can always just stay on your hip. Take your bottom ribs and turn them though. Tuck your left glute underneath you. That's the hardest part. Feel your feet firm on the mat. At this point, this is where you want to run, so stay with it, just a few more. If your arm wrapped forward, just slide it straight up, and then from here, bring it to your hip, pause. Look down, really focus on the standing left foot. See if you can stay close to the floor and float into your half moon. Hand slides to your hip, arm maybe rests on the side of your body. Right arm can maybe reach up. Spark up your toes. Lift from your inner thigh. Soften behind your left knee if you think you're jamming into it. And then make the pose really efficient. Yeah. Kind of like you're floating. Look to the floor, right hand comes down, square your hips, fold over your left leg without letting your right leg drop. So you're gonna lift your right leg up from the inner right thigh and then walk your hands closer. So you have 15 digits in a row. You can always bring blocks to the floor. Let your shoulders relax, let your head go, and drape your core towards your thigh, here towards your left thigh. Come to the fingertips, long spine, land your feet to the top of the mat. So your feet are together at the top of the mat. So with your feet together, I just want you to actually separate them, hips width distance. Grab onto your big toes, bend your knees a lot. Come to the fingertips, long spine, come to the long spine, and then fold. Now when you fold, let your elbows kind of open. Yeah, open, and then wrap them back. Let the head go. So there's two actions of a movement here. The elbows open first, and then you can wrap them back. You can lift your hips and let your head go. Keep your knees as bent as you need, so you provide stability for yourself. Let your head just drop. Come halfway up, let go of the toe hook. Slide your hands to your hips, come the rest of the way up nice and slow. Just stand up, take a second. Sometimes you get a little dizzy when your head is hanging low and then you bring yourself up. So the next part of the practice is optional to use a block. If you want to, you're welcome to. If you don't, not into it, don't do it. Your right foot's gonna go on the block, okay? And your left foot's gonna step back. Do you want a cork block? See, they get special treatment over here. We get cork blocks. We do this long enough, we're all gonna be smushed in my living room. Right. So we're setting our legs up for a pyramid pose, but your right foot is elevated. So you're about 3.5 feet, and your feet are about hips width distance. Good, your hand is on your hip. So right hand's gonna stay on your hip, left arm's gonna extend up. You're gonna come halfway down and pause. Now, in order to really find this, I have to bend my right leg a little bit. Yes, you don't go into the joint. Kind of sweep your right hip back, like slide it back towards the back wall. Use your hand to do that. And then your hand can come to your shin. Maybe the bottom part of your shin, if you want to work a little deeper, hand's gonna come to the flat part of your back. You're gonna begin to twist. And then from here, if the right arm can lift up, go for it. Hand may just need to stay here. If your right foot's not on a block, you're still getting an awesome pose. Keep sliding your waist back. Yeah, your seat back, your waist stays long, and then wrap and look right. And really press into the floor. Really press into the floor. Stay with it. A few more breaths. Look down. Take both hands down to the floor and fold. You're going to bend into your right leg, let your head go. The back leg is really strong and straight. Front leg most likely has some sort of a bend, and you're on your fingertips and you're just folding. Steer your right hip up and back. Activate your left leg. Come to the fingertips, long spine. All you need to do here is kind of hop the left leg back now. Yeah. So it goes longer and wider. Activate your back leg. Stay low to the ground. So we started the practice like this. Yeah. Integrate your legs. You're going to pull your chest through and let your fingertips hover. Yeah. Hover. Steer your hips back. Activate your legs. Draw your belly in. Your core strength is really needed here. Then from here, bring your arms out like airplane wings, or cactus them if you don't have the space. So listen, from your shoulder girdle, you're gonna move your arms out and up, and you're gonna lift your waist up. And if you're on a block, you're feeling a lot. This is hard. We're not gonna take the twist for too long. Stay with me. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow, begin to twist. If hooking the elbow is unavailable, so Meredith, I'd rather you stay up really high and just look right, and maybe turn your ribs a little bit to the right. So that's if your back is sensitive. Don't go as deep. If you need to drop your knee, drop your knee. Yes. 3 more breaths. Stay with me. Grip your right hip behind you. Activate your feet, your legs. Turn your bottom ribs, look towards the sky. Look to the floor, take both hands down. Drop your back knee, pause. Drop your back knee. Stay here for a second. Yeah. Your fingertips are down, your back leg is on an angle. Yeah. And then you're gonna shift your weight back and you're gonna flex your foot, just like this. I'm gonna keep my foot on the block. It's gonna feel really good. Good. Now think about pulling your chest through your body. So all these movements happen in your body, in your own space, because everyone's designed different. Don't look at your toes if you get a pedicure. Yeah, breathe. Just look forward and focus on something else. 2 more. Good. So you're gonna move really slow, and to get out of the pose, you're just gonna step your right foot off the block, take the hand, step back to a plank, and then just move yourself through a vinyasa. That feels good. Meet me in a down dog. Yeah. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Let's keep it going here. Almost done. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Hands to prayer. So we can't stay like this because the right side of the body feels funny. Left foot's going to go on this block at the top of the mat. Right. Walk around limping. Right foot steps back. Find the appropriate width and distance for yourself. Bend a little into your front leg. Keep your back leg super engaged. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale the breath. Left hand stays on hip. Right arm reaches up. Come halfway down first, because this is telling you a lot. This is giving you information. Steer the hips back. This may be where you want to stay. Hand then rests on the front of your shin. You're creating a nice little barrier for yourself to not go into your lower back. Slide your hand to the flat part of your back. Soften behind your back, your left knee. Stay here. If you want to stack your 2 arms, go for it. Steer the hips back. Looks really good, Tracy. Breathe right here. Feel your feet press into the floor and your front foot press firmly into that block. Stay with it. 2 more. Start to move your gaze down. Hands to the floor, fold. I have to bend my left leg a lot here. Yeah, let the head go. Anchor the back leg and the foot. Use the fingertips to really just keep yourself nice and aligned. And breathe into the meaty part of your leg. Come to the fingertips along spine and just kind of hop your right leg back. May not be as graceful as that. Yeah. So make sure your left foot is hips width distance with your back foot. Yeah. Come to your fingertips. Pause right here. Make sure your knee is angled over your hip. Yeah. Your knee and your ankle are lined up. And then fingertips are going to skim the floor and hover. Draw the sides of your body, your core in. Yeah. Grip the left hip behind you. Activate your right leg. You should feel something, ladies. Bring your arms out like airplane wings. Pause. If you don't have the space, cactus the arms. Grip your hips, steer them back, integrate your legs, and then from your biceps, start to sweep your arms out and up, lift your waist. Killer. Look forward. Hold on tight. Keep the breath flowing. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and twist. I will not hold you forever. If it's too much, drop your knee. Reg, it's hard to tell. Maybe walk your left foot a little bit to the left, like 2 inches, and I think you'll be good. Yeah. Or your right foot over. Yeah, just a tiny bit wider. Perfect. Yeah, I know, it threw you off. Lift from your waist, activate your legs, and twist open. Maybe look towards the sky. Look to the floor, place both hands down, pause, drop your knee. So now the knee drops. You never thought you'd be so happy to drop that leg. Make sure that it's on an angle. Pause for a second right here. Pull your chest through your body. Good. And then start to slide the leg back and then see if you can flex your foot. Stay up high though. So now the knee is more on a straight up and down. The right leg, yeah. Draw the sides of your body and your waist in so you're not just flopping down. Create leverage for yourself. Your hands can even be on blocks. Spark up your toes a little. Good. To get out, we bend the leg and just step the foot back. You're standing up on your knees. Just stand on your knees for a second. Bring your hands to your lower back. Bring your hands to your lower back. So stay engaged here. Curl the toes into the mat. Inhale your breath. Let your seat and your thighs go forward and start to move back into a camel pose. Right. Hands are going to slide to the base of your feet if you can reach, or maybe just down the backs of your legs. And it can be done like this. Keep your neck neutral. Slide your hips forward, open up your thoracic spine. Think about your body kind of being a slingshot forward. Right hand to right hip, left hand to left hip. Pause on your knees. Curl your toes into the mat. Reach forward, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Yeah. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Drag yourself to an up dog. Final. Downward facing dog, hips press back. From your down dog, drop your forearms to the floor. Bring your elbows in closer. Dolphin pose, spread your palms wide. Remember in dolphin, you don't want your head down. Your hands look like the number 11, and your elbows wrap in closer to you. You can walk your feet up a little closer if you want to play around here. If you feel that you can go upside down, I'm not going to go upside down. I can take someone out here. Yeah, then you can. If not, just lift your right leg up from your inner thigh. Spark up your toes. Draw your left hip back as you lift your right leg a little higher. Press down. From your core, lower your right foot, stay engaged. Float the left leg up. From your inner thigh, lift it up. Draw the right hip back, press into the mat. If you're going upside down, lift your belly, lift your ribs, flex your feet. Lower the left foot down. If you're upside down, you can stay or you can join us here. You're going to walk out to a forearm plank. Last little bit of effort, guys. Forearm plank. Lean onto your right forearm, forearm side plank. If you can keep your right arm forward, that's fine. If you need to turn it on an angle, that's okay. Stack the 2 feet on top of one another or in front of one another. Drive the left arm up. If you want to make this challenging, top arm can reach up and forward. Then lift your hips. Make sure the top hip's not rolling open. Spark up your toes. Look to the floor. Slowly forearm plank. That's the hardest part. You want to get out of it, I know. Lean onto your left forearm. Roll slowly. If you need to stack your feet in front of one another or drop the bottom knee, make that modification. Slide the right arm up. For more intensity, right arm can reach forward, but turn from your bicep. Lift from your hips, spark up your toes. Look down, forearm plank. Forearm plank. Right hand presses into the mat, left hand presses into the mat, plank position. Lean onto your right hand, Vashisthasana side plank. Just a few breaths. Aren't we having fun? Spark up your toes. Grip your outer hip underneath you, press firmly into the mat. Look down very slowly, left hand hits the mat. Roll, Vashisthasana side plank. Modify if you need, right arm reaches up. Spark up your toes, lift from your waist. Look down, right hand comes to the floor. Vinyasa, or just go right back, downward facing dog. Upward facing dog should feel good. Downward facing dog, hips pressed back. Really not a long hold here. Just slide your right knee forward into a half pigeon. We did a bunch of hip stuff, so just like 30 or 40 seconds on each side here. Make yourself comfortable. Allow yourself just to drop in. Hands come down, curl the toes. Just step to a down dog and move from here. Slide your left knee forward. Just make it feel kind of free and easy and light. I'm doing it with my arms on a block today. It just feels kind of nice to keep the forearms down and the palms open. I'm just opening up my chest. If you want to drop down deeper, you can. Good, lean onto your left side. Yeah, and then sweep your right leg around. Bend your feet. If you do have the block, bring it with you. So bend your feet like this, so your legs create a little mountain. Slide the block in between your thighs if you can, and then slide your palms flat down and work on keeping your feet grounded. The hands flat. If keeping the palms flat doesn't work, you can tent the fingertips, but I want the arms out in front of you. The arms go out in front of you, so you lift from your tailbone all the way through the crown of your head. This is actually better than taking a Navasana where you're like struggling in your body. This is Navasana Boat. Good. Now, hug the block and start to float the legs up so they're in a tabletop position. At this point, I can no longer keep my hands flat. I have to go tented. So play around with what works. Spark up your toes if you can. Flex them. Hug the block and draw the knees towards your knees and your thighs towards your belly. And get over the idea of having straight legs. The landscapers here. Bear with me as I talk over the landscaper. Draw the chest up. Good. With your hands down and a block in between your thighs, start to lower. Now, if hovering like this hurts your lower back, keep the legs up higher, but keep the hands down. At this point, my palms went flat. I'm sparking up my toes, my neck, my core, everything is long. With my palms down, bend the knees in half, flex the feet. Keep the upper torso down. Try that again. Slide the legs forward with the block at any level. Hug the legs in, 90-degree angle, hug the block, keep the arms, palms down, neck long. One more time, legs go forward like you're moving through slow water. Bend the legs, 90-degree angle, take the feet flat, lower down. Slide the feet a little closer so now the fingertips drift to the backs of the heels. Hug the block, lift up for bridge pose. If you're not into the block being in between your legs, take it out and place it underneath your low back. Cup up your shoulders, create the back bend, anchor the feet. Keeping the block's going to help the thighs drive forward. Neck is long. Exhale the breath, lower down. When your lower back hits the floor, you can remove the block. Next one, here we go. Flip the palms if you're moving on, or repeat. Bridge, supported bridge with a block underneath your tailbone. When you flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest. Take a giant breath in. Exhale the breath, lift yourself up. Steer the feet forward, lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, lower down. When you hit the floor, your tailbone goes flat to the ground. You're just going to hug your knees to your chest, remove anything out from underneath you. And right here, just dropping your knees over to the right and upper body to the left, just taking a supine twist. Last little bit, girls. Stay with me. Drop the knees over to the left, upper body to the right. And then come up to center and set yourself up for your final pose, known as Shavasana. It's the hardest pose to take, I know, at home. We're all busy, but take the next minute to just lay down. You may even want to place something underneath your head. Let your feet flap open, let your arms open, and let your body just drop into the floor. Big breath in. Full, complete breath out. Let it go. And if you prefer just to stay down, stay down. But if you need to go do something, hug your knees in, give them a big squeeze. And then just use your body strength to push yourself up slowly and come up to a seated position in your own time. And when you sit up really tall with some power, with some pride, and just feel the practice and how it's affecting you right now. In a good way, hopefully. Hands come to a prayer, bow your head, have some closure, have some gratitude here. Lift your head, open your eyes. Together we say, Namaste. Thanks, guys.